Greetings, family. How are you? Let me get a wave if you're still alive despite the day. All right. Ooh, very nice, Ike. Very nice. Look at that. Hey, Mr. Tezazomo. What's up, Nick? How you doing? What's up, baby? Jeff. I see Pinky's with us. Hey, Pinky. Bill. Ooh, you still got some sunshine. Hey, Bill. Lizzie, what's going on? I see beanies in full effect. I see you. I see you as always. Very good. Very good. Kelly, the hair, the hair. I didn't know. I didn't know, but I'm glad to know. I'm glad to know. I'm glad to know. I'm glad to see it. Peace and blessings to you too, Elemental. Welcome, everybody. You know, we're going to give our friends a little time to trickle in. You know, that's how we do. Here comes Abraham. I'm excited about the list tonight, you guys. Oh, speaking of, let me go ahead and put that in the chat. Why don't I? Here we go. Y'all check it out, because I was looking, I said, wow, okay, we're going to have a show tonight. I'm excited. Beautiful. Yeah, it's true, Lizzie. Jeff did beat you out. But there's always next Thursday, you know? You can always try again. All right, greetings, everyone. Welcome to the Thursday night online open mic hosted by moi, Ray Jane, and presented to you by the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. We are here for another illustrious night of poetry, comedy, music, artistry at its best, and community, and with love and respect always. So we are welcome you into the room as always with love and open arms and a request for the best that you can do, because that's what we're looking for. Whatever you've got to give us, we are so here for it, okay? So, like I said, I'm Ray Jane. This is the New Eurekan Poets Cafe online open mic, Thursday night at 9 p.m. Yes, we are here, and we have a lot of wonderful artists on the list this evening. So we already started out with the posting of the 20 on the guaranteed list. Those folks will come up here. You got 3 minutes. Let me say it again. 3 minutes. I'm going to say it one more time. 3 minutes, okay, to do your thing. Please be respectful of each other. We want to get as many people on here as possible, okay? So 3 minutes, all right? And then, boom, boom, if you're in the room and you don't see yourself on the list, but you still want a chance to spit, go ahead and send me a little message, private message. Get yourself on the good luck round. First 5 to 10 might get a chance to say, I don't know. We're going to see how the night go, okay? Please put your pronouns, your IG handles, your Venmo, your PayPal links in with your lovely faces, or after you perform, okay? So that we can follow you, so that we can be your friends, so that we can learn from each other and share resources. When you are performing, please, please, please keep that camera on that face, okay? So we know that technically shit happens. You know, we've been doing this Zoom thing for a couple years now. You know, we know sometimes things don't work like they're supposed to, and that's okay. We give grace for that. So don't worry, don't panic. If you get thrown off, booted off, mama call you from the back, you got to go. It's okay. Just hit me a message. We try to get you back on. Okay, cool. This is an open mic. It is non-competitive. We give love in the room. We give respect in the room. Okay, this is a free speech area, but hateful content will not be allowed. Okay, don't get cute and get the boot. We will remove you. We will mute you, and then we will boot you. Okay, don't let it be you. Don't let it be you. Okay, we don't want, no enemies in here. It's friends. It's happy. It's joy. Okay. Okay, great. So, because this is a warm and inviting and safe space, and we want to be able to keep that going, we must give thanks to the folks that give us the opportunity to do this. So, shout out to our sponsors, the National Endowment for the Arts, New York State Council on the Arts, New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Amazon Literary Partnership, and the New York Community Trust. To our friends out there in YouTube and Facebook land, if you want to get on here and kind of be in the mix, you could join us on Zoom ID 977-539-856. That's 977-539-856. Okay, join us if you want to. Get up in the chat, make some friends. If you'd like to support our efforts so we can continue to do stuff like this for free with family, please consider a donation to www.neweurekan.org/contribute. Okay. Every little bit helps so we can keep on rocking the mic and keeping it safe and open for you. All right. So after that little spiel, we're going to go ahead and get into what you came here for, which is each other's magic. Okay. So first up tonight, we have Jeff Cottrell. I'm going to ask you to unmute.
There it is.
There you go. Hey, what's up, Jeff?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you. What you got for us tonight?
Well, I just found out today that this piece is going to be published in the Wordspace Confessions anthology in Leeds, England.
Okay. Hold on one second. You know what? We're going to celebrate you. Okay.
Right.
I'm going to ask everybody, unmute yourselves, and let's just give him a hand so we can congratulate that. That is worth congratulating.
Congratulations, Jeff.
Congratulations, Jeff. Yeah.
Wonderful. Jeff, I'm going to mute everybody, and then I'm going to ask him to unmute again, okay?
Okay.
There we go. Go ahead and give us what you got, and congratulations to you. We're proud of you and happy to have you in our community.
Thank you. So the piece is about an editing rule that I'm sure you've all heard. It's called murder your darlings. Murder your darlings. This is the advice that many writing teachers give you. It's an old standard. If you like the scene or the line or the paragraph, but removing it would improve the whole, then cut it. No matter how good it is, cut it. Murder your darlings. The best editing advice you can get. I always murder my darlings. That's how dedicated I am. I love my darlings. I love them with the intensity of a devoted parent, with the passion of a young newlywed. I hate to murder them, but murder them I must for the good of the whole. The first time is always the hardest. You struggle with the raging guilt and the pounding heartbreak. You say, what a lovely darling this is. How can I bring myself to destroy such a beautiful thing? What madness is this? Dear God in heaven, what am I doing? But you know the job must be done. When you do it, but hesitantly, carefully, sloppily. And then the time comes again, and you dread it. You dread it as you do the euthanasia of an adorable puppy dog stricken with the plague. But it's easier the second time, and it gets even easier after that. And you get into the practice, into the habit, and you even look forward to the rush it brings. It becomes an inexplicable urge, an unquenchable addiction to murder your darlings. In writing, I mean. Over the years, I've developed a special routine, all my own, of murdering my darlings. I don't like to get it over with quickly. Sure, they say your darlings are just as dead as you do it the fast way as they do after the labored way. But the fast way doesn't suit me. It's too simple, too impersonal. Murdering your darlings should be an art form. It should be something planned, thought through, and greedily relished. See, I don't murder my darlings right away. I like to torture them first. I lean over and I whisper, with the delicacy of a sensitive lover, darling, forgive me, but you've been naughty. And now the time has come to punish you for it. What shall it be, darling? Would you care to taste the sting of jagged steel slowly sawing through your flesh? Or smell the burning of your skin as I apply red-hot metal irons into it? Or what about the slow, wrenching pain that poison brings as it plays havoc with your insides? Tell me, and I shall deliver it like the angel of agony. From there, nothing can keep me from my mission, not the guilt, not the screams, not the begging, not even the bargaining. And as they suffer, I laugh and regret nothing. I extinguish the last of their hope, that I may reconsider, that I may turn back, as I make my final preparations to murder my darlings. In writing, this is all an extended metaphor, of course. Before I commit the deed, I take one last look into their eyes, and as they whimper, as they moan, as they beg me to spare them, I say, shh, darling, the time has come. Do you believe in God? Do you believe in heaven or hell or just eternal limbo? Wherever you believe you're going, it's time to prepare. Time to pack your bags and drop the kids off with your neighbors. Time to check in your luggage and get your passport scanned and obtain the boarding pass. Time to walk through the metal detector. Time to sit in the gate lounge, kill time by reading a book, maybe browse the magazine shop for a while, buy a glass of wine at the bar, maybe two, use the restroom one last time. Where was I going with this? And where are you all going? Come back here. I'm not finished my seminar. I still have yet to discuss the best choice of weapons and what mop to use to clean up. Oh, great. Here come the security fellows as always. Why? Tell me, why do I always get banned from these literary festivals? Damn millennial snowflakes, always getting triggered by the slightest. Well, at least I still have my darlings. And when I get home tonight, my darlings will pay twofold. I look forward to the slashing and the burning and the beautiful damage to be done. With enough cruelty and sadism, I suppose I could trim my novel by another 50 pages, maybe even 60, 75. Let's tear and rend those words into oblivion. Murder your darlings. So that was Murder Your Darlings, coming soon in the Confessions anthology from Wordspace in England. And here's my actual novel, Hate Story, which is available for sale. I'll put stuff.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Yo, that was
Like writing.
Congratulations again, Jeff.
That was very theatrical.
Beautiful, beautiful work. Now, Jeff, do we need to have a talk? Jeff, you trying to tell us something? You know, no, that was genius how you turned that on its head and made it about, editing, right? Which is huge. We all kind of struggle, well, not all of us, but many of us struggle with that process. So it's beautiful that you turn that process into something so fun for us to enjoy. Thank you for starting us off with that beautiful piece. All right, next we got up Lizzie. Just asked you. There you go. Hey, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good.
All
All right,
right.
I'm going to read two shorties tonight. The first one is called Two Visions, Both Correct. They were supposed to paint one concept, but it turned into something else, more evocative and inspiring, in this artist's opinion. Two types of nature, both including sandy seashores, my favorite place to decompress, simply be. A crab walking along the pebbles, to a spaceship instead of palm trees, covering the beaches like the slightly white sand. A spacecraft to go escape to another world. Painting to create. Art that been dreamed up and evolved with passion. Two paintings, two visions, one full of bare trees, the other letting you follow the footpaths to a new chapter, both correct. And the final piece I'll leave you with is called The Nostalgic Thesis. I wrote this in Finn Bell's poetry games today. I never felt happy until I heard the baritone saxophone, taking me back to high school wind ensemble and jazz band days, belting Birdland on my trumpet like a chameleon running from the band room to the softball fields, graduating from the ferry boats of Long Island to the A train of the Upper West Side in Harlem, figuring out where my roots want to grow. Half the time they want to go running with the moss of the Hudson River running trail. More times than not, they want to hop a ride on the ferry again, feeling the seaweed between my slightly confused hands. I've been making both worlds work, harder than the train and steamboat engines, banging against the rusted tracks and slightly rusted sea, but both want me to belong. Do I need to make up my mind just yet? Sitting in traffic, I can't clear my head, so I make up space for the baritone saxophone and Maynard Ferguson, where I remember feeling content. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Unmute yourselves and give Lizzie some laughter of pieces.
Nice.
Deadpan.
Hey, Lizzie, nicely done. Nicely done.
Always deadpan dope, Lizzie.
Thank you.
All right, great. Lizzie's just gonna unmute. Please let everybody know where they can follow you and if you've got anything coming up.
Thank you. If you want to give me a follow, IGES_Strauss, my website is. I have a book coming out called Kundabini, which is a book of pankus, which is a poetry style I created with Red Ribbon Books. We can pre-order now. Like I said, IGES_Strauss to learn more about that and how to pre-order. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Make sure you go get her book and follow her. She's doing some wonderful things in the community, as are many of the folks in this room. All right, so we're going to have our first little taste of some music, I think. We're going to jump right over to the West Side, hang out with Bill for a little bit. Let me ask Bill to unmute.
Alrighty.
Hey, what's up, Bill?
Hi, Ray Jane. How are you?
I'm good. How's it going over there?
Beautiful day here in Long Beach.
This is
Yes. Yes. How's the weather in the Big Apple?
Let's not talk about it, Bill.
Okay. We'll move right along.
Exactly.
Okay. I like to do an original song that I've done probably several times in the past. It's my dog song. It's called Macy. It's about a dog that was born with a couple of birth defects, can't walk straight, has to walk diagonally, or prance diagonally down the street. Anyway, I love the song, I love the dog. Here we go. Hope you like it. You're a dog for all seasons, my little Macy. You're such a joy to behold. Diagonally prancing down Solano Avenue, your beautiful imperfection is so dear. Your affection so sincere. Oblivious to hatred, my little Macy, you would befriend the worst of fiends. My little black terrier, so affecting, man's best friend is indeed a dog. When people keep killing each other over gods, you charming creature, my little Macy, you render my world sweet and kind. Whether chasing squirrels or little children, you give me repose so sublime. In a world fraught with danger for mankind, you're a dog for all seasons, my little Macy. You're such a joy to behold. Diagonally prancing down Solano Avenue, your beautiful imperfection is so dear. Your affection so sincere. Thank you, everybody.
Ooh, that was beautiful. Let me ask you all to unmute, please. Love for that.
So beautiful.
Beautiful lyrics.
Always good to hear you, Bill. Always.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Bill. That was wonderful. Ooh, I think Kyla said one of those lines was striking. Man's best friend is a dog when people keep killing each other over gods. Wow. That was powerful. Thank you for sharing that with us and bringing us some vibes to the room. As always, Bill, we love you. Thank you so much for being here. All right, from one great to the next. Next up is our professor. Y'all better get your dictionaries out. It is time for the learning to happen, okay? Unless he feels like singing to us, but still get your dictionaries out because the learning is going to happen. Let me ask you to unmute Mr. Tezizomo. What's up?
What's up, Ray Jane?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. You ready for part 5?
Oh, you know, I stay ready. You already know.
All right, let's jump in because I'm going to try to squeeze it in. All right. I'm not your Chihuahua, part 5. Mythic mammals. Mamíferos míticos. I am not Melón Gutierrez nor Melambes Fierro. If Melón and Melambes wrote Chicano poetry, Melón would hold the paper and Melambes the pencil. The mythic mammal articulates a genuine longing from the quantum vacuum of alienation, the mythic mammal that evokes desires and manifests a spiritual relationship with the land, the world, and rematriates humanity. The mythic mammal constructs and threads into ghostly apparitions, a cultural identity, a self-identity that dissolves into the fog of quotidian life through the colonial machinic assemblies of enslavement that via difference and differentiation, pulling the dogged threads of Mokokoyani, the one that invents themselves from the mythic mammal of the past. Remember? Kilasli kneeling on the volcanic rock Metate, grinding the mammal mythic bones from the underworld of Mikisli, where Quetzalcoatl fell on them and crushed them when startled by the whooping of the Moctezuma quail, where Kilasli clapped a mammal body from corn and calcified bone meal, upon where Quetzalcoatl bled his penis and consecrated humanity. Positing Quetzalcoatl as the old adage that Papito, your little thing should be called Bill Gates because it is asquerosamente rico. We must yap a self-invention. We must think ourselves, a self-definition that differentiates us from the pack. Ladrones, somos out of necessity from naming ourselves. We reclaim and reform an autochthonous androcentric right to name and unnamed. We break the lateral restraints to span the diachronic chasm between archaic mythic cultural memory and semiotic archetypal social leashes. Large mammals and loud weapons have powerful psychological effect on indigenous populations, but after the first encounters, warriors saw that stone weapons pierce through European armor, horse flesh, and witnessed the inefficiency of single-shot muskets. These cultural advantages dissipated. The genealogy of occupation has been made with unmarked mass burials. The mythic mammal died from disease, drained the reservoirs of skills and know-how that sustain their culture. Mythic memory died with genes and biomass, not all of it human, across the Atlantic. Our mythic memories only threaten when they become visible. They enunciate self-inscribed and collective agency. The mythic mammal asks, what happens if you cross Dora the Explorer and the Spanish colonizers? The mythic void echoes Matadora. I'm gonna jump a little bit here. The spade and neutering of mythic memory is as ideology distracts from the latent untapped power to disrupt something beyond the mythic body. The mythic mammal coalesces masses of mammal bodies doing stuff, lots of work, lots of war, lots of building systems, and sometimes dismantling systems. The massa celebrates no unitary heroes or heroines. The herd has no heroes. The power of mythic mammal is their body. The ideology of mythic memory distracts from mutualistic and communal historical consciousness, kneading masa into mini taco tortillas. If all you got is a tortilla, a sope for the perro, the real power of the many is as many as the organism driven by a singular purpose. And if they only leverage left available to space, that is you got more agency as a tortilla than as an American individual. If Melon and Melambes made tortillas, Melon would make memelas and Melambes el sope. Thank you.
Woo, thank you. Everybody unmute yourselves. Give them some love.
That was dope.
Nice, Tuz.
Muy bien,
Good stuff.
señor
It's good to hear you again.
Always
Catch me
wild
on
when I hear
Ashes
you.
2019 on Instagram. Thank you.
Beautiful. All right. Great. Thank you for I told y'all was gonna have to get out your dictionaries. I wasn't playing. Y'all thought I was kidding. I thought, oh, Ray J, she's so funny. She always joking. I told y'all. Okay. Next up to give us their magic is Casey. Let me unmute you.
Hi,
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good.
Excellent. I'm excited to see you here again.
I'm excited to be back.
Fantastic.
You guys keep me coming back.
Hey, that's what we do. You know, what you got for us today?
So I am going to read a poem that I have the honor of reading actually this Sunday coming up to a live audience for International Workers' Day here in Windsor. So I figured I would practice a little bit and see what you guys think of my poem. So I was given the topic of poverty to speak about local issues. So here we go. This is called Into the Auctioneer's Hands. I walk through the doors of the auction, holding my soul in my hands, and go and find a seat amongst the sinners and saints alike, waiting for my turn to sell all I have left to the highest bidder. You see, I haven't eaten yet this week and can't honestly tell you the last time I dared to dream or slept in a bed that was mine. I glance at the woman beside me. A look of shame has washed over her face. She tells me she needs the money to buy food for her hungry boy at home. The auctioneer takes his place on center stage, clears his throat, and begins the bidding. He's dressed in red, his horns sharp and to a point. He sells the first soul to a man dressed similarly to the right. I watch as soul after soul go to the highest bidder, all men dressed in crimson, adding to their collection. Each time the auctioneer's gavel bangs, another soul lost from the hungry, the desperate, the ashamed. For what? A warm meal to eat or a roof over their head? In what world did these stop being essential? Women stealing formula to feed their babies when you have to choose between spending your last dollar on an apple or ramen noodles, and we wonder why there's an obesity epidemic. Opioid use is on the rise because when poverty is your reality, you'll do anything to be anywhere but here. Governments knock us around and make us fight for the necessities, systems in place to keep you compliant, taxes on taxes to keep the poor right where they want them, selling their souls at a loss. The auctioneer finally calls my number, sings his song and does his dance, and my soul goes for sale to a red gentleman like the others. I go and collect my money and turn to face the door. My body feels a little lighter and emptier all the same. At least I won't be hungry anymore. But what is a person without a soul? Better off than dead. But I shouldn't have to sell everything I own just to live to a man dressed in red. Thank you.
Woo, that was beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Please let the folks know where they can find you when they want more of that.
Of course. I'm just on Instagram at createdby.casey, and I try and post on my poetry daily, but I'll include my handle in the comments.
Beautiful. Thank you. And please do keep on coming back. All right. Awesome. Okay. That was dope. Y'all bringing some fire up in here. I'm scared of y'all a little bit. I'm a little scared. No, I'm not. I'm excited to be here with y'all listening to you share your hearts and what's real for you. Because a lot of times what's real for you is what releases somebody else. So thank you for bringing your honesty and your truth here to share with us. You didn't have to. And that's just what's real. So speaking of real and speaking of fire, next up is Ed, the fireman foreman. Let me ask you to unmute. Yes, how you doing?
I'm doing great. You look nice in yellow. Aren't you a sweet marshmallow?
You sure? Are you sure, right, Ed? I sure am. Thank you. Go ahead and do your thing, Ed.
Sure, no problem. The adult disclaimer has been released. Mind the mommy and daddy language, please. It's going to be a spicy piece to say the least. I'm going to start boiling the grease. All right. The fireman has been set his fire ablaze for a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful stage. Okay, this is called Raging Sexual Inferno. Come, my flawless beauty, I don't bite much. It's my raw duty. Let me make both your lips hush. I touched you, my flower. You were so sweaty and moist. You felt my deep sexual power. I didn't hear your voice. Our heart exploded and rejoiced. My illustration will take you to places beyond. The ill melody will burn your soul. I'm here to explode your cherry bomb. You'll be satisfied. You'll be begging me to fold. Esteem me in this erotic retreat. I saw the curls in your hands and feet. We tangled beneath the sheets. We're basking in the scorching heat. We abandoned all reason. We were butt naked and alive. We were two colliding suns. You repeatedly fate thing revived. You started kissing me. Your mouth tasted so sweet. You swayed and moved as the sea. You never met defeat. We drank the heat from our lust. It was God, I'm out of breath. Thoughts turned to dust. Can't think why I squeeze and suck your chest. Our clothes are everywhere, bra, panties, boxers, dress, pants, and shirts all around. Do you really think we care? No, we were too busy banging and making sounds. We're in deep, dirty ecstasy, matching move for move and blow to blow. It felt like you were absorbing me. I was lost in your burning glow. I started going low. Why do you look so surprised? You kept singing towards your pillow. Oh, you're definitely one of your inner sunrise. You got up, then you gently pushed me. You grasped my holy sword. I started to feel so at ease. It's a feeling I couldn't put into words. You breathed light back into my tree. You started going on top. Requests I couldn't disagree. You lied and whispered, please don't stop. It was all or nothing. God, it was everything between. It was filthy, but it wasn't disgusting. Oh, believe me, we caused a scene. My hands grasped your hips. You danced without an end. I started to pinch your nips. Your eyes and body quickly transcend. You shaked, then dropped, but got back up. You smiled and gave me a wink. You started to shake your rump. My heart instantly sank. I turned to a beast in heat. I dashed towards your behind. You bite your lip and quench your feet. Your orgasmic climax has arrived. I repeated the same moves and verse over again. We passed out with permanent smiles. There goes our exhilarating weekend. Now it's time to be one with the soft, fluffy titles. Thank you.
Ooh, got hot in here real quick. Hold up. Let me unmute y'all so you can let the vent open. Go ahead.
I see nothing
Damn.
has changed with the fireman.
Woo!
Increasing
Hey,
the amount.
Poor-tastic.
Go ahead, then, poetastic.
Oh, you guys are.
All right, Ed, thank you so much. Ed, please put all your information in the chat so everybody can find you and your poetasticness. You know, if y'all can handle it, I don't know. You know, it might be too hot for some of y'all, but that's okay. For those of you who are brave enough, go on and find Ed. You'll be wonderfully greeted. Okay. Next up, speaking of wonderful, we got our cult leader, Nick. Unmute yourself. Go ahead.
What's up, Bray Jane? Good to see you
Hey.
again. Hey.
What's up? There we go. There goes that energy. How you doing?
It was a weird day today, but you know, I'm feeling good. You know, I'm feeling pretty damn good. You know, I had my feature yesterday, which went really, really well.
Okay.
It's on YouTube, so I'll definitely drop that link in the chat so you can catch my feature. It's 15 minutes of me doing poems, and it's a lot of fun.
Make sure you put that in the chat so we could all take a look and enjoy with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I will definitely do so. Good to be back here. I didn't initially plan on being back here, but my plans got canceled. So I was like, I'm gonna go sign up and let's just do this thing. I got 2 for y'all tonight. One is new and one was in a workshop. This first one's called Unworthy. I am not worthy of being in your presence. I told myself in the mirror many times. I looked at the mirror and thought the worst of me. That's the way I used to look at myself. I still do. It's hard when the world thinks little of you, how your accomplishments don't mean much. I wanted to be a specter. A ghost can possess anything, whatever I could have. Anything I want in the world. Revenge would be a hot dish, all of my rage boiled into a plate served with rice. Yet, I didn't want to cause harm. There's enough of that in the world. This isn't a poem for happy endings. You ever tear out your soul to see the fragments of who you were? You ever wanted to release all of the negative to the ether to never return? You ever wanted to take the flaws and claw them out of your being? I have tried. It's like wishing you never existed. Who would want to hear dead screams, not the living, and the dead wouldn't care? So what is the point of living if all I'm ever going to be is a dead scream? Maybe I am possessed by an imposter. Who is it hiding under the mask this time? I certainly don't see a ghost at all when I look in the mirror. The personal effects are dark circles, tiredness, and misery, to name a few. Once again, this poem doesn't have a happy ending until death tells me to walk away. All right, I got the sad one out of the way. Now I'm gonna do one from your workshop, Ray Jane, and this one still doesn't have a title yet. I eventually will come up with one, and I'll let you know. But it's really super short. I didn't want me. I wanted a better me. A me where I am art. Not collectible, not to be taken, not to be. I was meant to be me, not someone else. That's all.
Yes, those were fire. Thank you for sharing them. Everybody unmute yourself and give him some love.
Yes, Nick.
Jesus.
Good to hear you again,
Right.
brother.
About that business. Hello, Nick.
Excellent as usual, Nick.
Beautiful, beautiful. If y'all don't mind just staying unmuted, and those of you who haven't unmuted yourselves, if you can, ask everybody to unmute again, just so we can all say happy birthday to Thomas Connor. Today is his birthday. Everyone just say happy birthday in your screen.
Happy birthday, Mr.
Happy
Ortiz.
birthday, Thomas.
Hey,
Happy birthday, man. Many, many more.
Hey, Thomas.
Birthday.
Happy birthday.
For your presence and your poetry, we love you.
You see that? You see
Birthday.
that? Your people love you, Thomas. Your people love you. They got them singing in their boxes to you. So we hope that you have a wonderful and happy birthday. He also is giving up his spot for his birthday. So if there's anybody who's not on the list, that's right, Thomas Connor is doing what? A pleasant gesture. You may hear us say that from time to time, and that refers to one of our beloved poets, Scott Pleasance, who came up with the term when he gave up his spot to somebody else who'd never had an opportunity to go. So when that happens in the room, we say it's a pleasant gesture. So what a guy, Thomas Connor, to give a pleasant gesture on his birthday and gift us with that. So yeah, we see you in your box. Let me unmute you real quick. That's right, we're gonna talk to you on your birthday. Hi. Oh, we can't hear you, brother. We can't hear you. That's all right. That's all right, Thomas. We still can't hear you, but I know you can hear us. And that's what matters, right? We're giving you that love. We want you to have a wonderful, wonderful day. We are happy your family is there celebrating you and to be a part of that celebration. So if you are not on the list and you would like to be on the list, go ahead and make sure you hit up Thomas and say thank you and happy birthday, and then hit me up so I can get you on. And for those of you who don't know, there are 20 in the guaranteed list tonight. And if you didn't get a chance to make it on and you would like to go, I still got some spots left in the good luck round. So please hit me up in the private message. And for the folks who don't know, they say, hey, you know, Ray Jane, I'm thinking maybe not this week. I'm feeling a little shy, you know. I'm feeling to myself this week. Maybe next week I'll get up the courage to go. How do I do that if I want to get on the list? Well, if you would like to sign up for the Thursday night online open mic that happens at 9 p.m. Eastern, you have to sign up 24 hours ahead in advance. That means you're signing up for Thursday on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on the nuyorican.org. You go to the calendars, then you go to the date. So next Thursday's date, pick 9 p.m. and it's very important. You must choose an artist ticket. Artist ticket gets you on because remember, you're an artist, okay? So if you'd like to be an artist on the 9 p.m. show for Thursday, you sign up on Wednesday at 9 p.m. I'll put a little bit of that in the chat. So if you couldn't follow, maybe seeing it would help you, okay? We hope to see you next week. If you didn't feel like sharing this week, we understand artists need to rest as well, okay? But we're not here to rest. Some of us are here to share. So let's get back into the list. Okay, and who do we have up next? Oh, one of our favorites. I know it's going to bring us a vibe. So, Joski, please, can you unmute yourself?
Hola, Ray Jane.
Hola, Joski. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to mute because I just can't wait. Go on ahead and do your thing.
All right. This is a new poem. There is a wall. There is a white door. There is a brown door. There are tarps. There is a river. There are coyotes. There is no kindness. There is no justice. There are children. There is a wall. There is a white door. There is a brown door. Here at the border, we travel so far, hope for our children, that's what you stood for. Running from danger, how could this happen? Into the ice cold hands of these kidnappers. Asylum, todo es loco. ¿Dónde está mi niño? ¿Dónde está tu corazón? At the border, we knock on your door. In the asylum, todo es loco. ¿Dónde está mi niño? ¿Dónde está tu corazón? In the the asylum, to the West Local. You kidnap our children. You kidnap our children. ¿Dónde está mi niño? ¿Dónde está tu corazón?
Woo! Everybody, unmute yourselves. Give them some love.
That was good.
Nicely done, Joski.
Terrific, Josie.
Oh,
Well done,
man,
as usual.
They made the whole week, man. Truly appreciate it.
Wow. That was beautiful, Joski. Thank you. Thank you. Please put your information in the chat. Thank you for always keeping us to task, right? And also making sure that this artistry has a purpose that's bigger than the space that we're in. Thank you for bringing those moments that sometimes go unspoken to the forefront so we can be aware of, respectful of, and also share that information amongst each other, right? Can't fight for each other if we don't know what is going on, right? So thank you for being our musical news, if you will. We appreciate you. All right. Oof, I told you he's gonna bring the vibes. I already told y'all. All right. Next up, speaking of vibes, we are bringing to the forefront Yennefer. All right, let me unmute you. Hi.
My heart is beating really fast right now because I haven't done this in a while.
Okay, you are a little nervous. That's all right. My heart's beating with yours. We in pace with each other. It's all right. We here with you.
This is a working title, 8 to 23. Even when I spent countless hours riding the train, trying my best not to make it home, I didn't understand what I was running from. The memories remained hidden, buried under the clutter of drunken arguments, incessantly loud típico, a clumsy guira, and the wall of sound that is the Bronx during the summer. On most days, I could barely manage not to panic, not to cry, not to scream. New York never became home for me. Instead, it became a rusty, clunky furnace, burning away the nothingness that was the home I dreamt of. If I did dream, on most days, I barely managed sleep, alert to the scutter of mice inside the walls, to my parents' hushed voices, waiting for the break, for the thought of a crimson dawn spilling out of my mother's mouth. But that morning never came, and neither did the relief. When I did sleep, I would see my parents' faces melt into those of fang-bearing, blood-sucking monsters who were as aware of me as I was of them. And why were they then still waiting to tear into my flesh, to feast on my guts? Was I already too rotten, or had the feast begun without my noticing the parts of me that were being slowly devoured? And still I forced my eyes shut every night, wishing for tomorrow to come sooner, even while knowing that you still would only be one day closer to a death that would not come soon enough. And you had tasted the taste of finding your way to the gates of a Christian hell. But when you laid your head on the gravel and felt the wood on your back, you remembered to look up hazily through the clouds, so far away, stars. You remembered how you watched Orion march through the sky, shield race over the treetops. You remember the way your nephew says your name. You remember Lydia's laughter rumbling through the hallway like thunder. It's not supposed to be easy, she would say. You remember the weight of your body, how you've gotten so used to dragging it almost lifeless across all the finish lines. Somewhere down this road, you hung up your courage, your ambition, your will. The Watcher's dark cloak stretched a hand over your soulless body as you tried to astral project your way out of reality. Yet you awoke in a bewildered, crushing embrace, tears streaming down your face, and the hands that were holding you were not of shadows, but of flesh and blood, your blood. The memories came crushing in like waves right then, relentlessly dragging you under, filling your lungs with pain every time you gasped. The darkness became more bearable than the light. And now you've become something else, something unearthly, a hybrid creature perhaps, that cannot walk the earth, that cannot breathe the water. You see far beyond the things that have happened to me, that have been done to me. I've lived in a shroud of mist and shadows, always between wanting to live and not knowing how to exist.
Ooh, yes, that's how you do that. That's how you push through. Everybody unmute and give her some love.
Damn.
Yo.
Yes, that was nice. That was nice.
That was lit.
Yes.
Why you bring
One
that
of
heat
us. One of
that
us.
heat.
One of us indeed.
Yeah.
One of us indeed. Ooh, Jennifer, let me unmute you. How you feel?
Good. This is just this was like percolating for last week. So it's just,
Yeah. Thank you.
Purging.
Thank you. Thank you for purging with us. Thank you for spilling with us. Is this your first time here, Jennifer?
No, I spread it out.
Spread it out. Well, we're glad to be the recipients of that fruit. All right. Thank you for sharing that with us. That was wonderful. Make sure you come back, because we want to hear what you have to say. Okay. All right. Woo. I mean, y'all, even when y'all nervous, y'all just be killing it. I mean, like that. Okay. Speaking of killing it, our brother, we missed you. We haven't seen you in a while. How you doing, Abraham?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm all right. Glad to see you. What you got for us tonight?
I got 3 not so long pieces. One is more of a love piece, one is a motivational piece, and one is a social justice piece.
All right, you got 3 minutes to spit. Go on and do that thing.
All right, this one is called Ma Femme Noire, French for Black woman. The next woman I'll call lover will have to be more than a chapter. She must be the front and back cover, a forward to happily ever after, an afterword to a love well done, introducing peace amid turmoil, concluding with joy basking in the sun. My lyrical rain will shower her soil with an endless supply of lovely verbs, soaking her heavenly book with intimate gestures I cannot best describe with words, how to wholeheartedly fill her pages with pleasures. This chocolate beauty will be entitled Ma Femme Noire, the sexiest saga unheard of before, a desirable fantasy turned into an ebony memoir, a best-kept masterpiece I will ever adore. That's the first one. This one is a sonnet and it's titled Success. Success lives inside a winning mindset, confident in his mentally thick skin, never afraid to make a worthwhile bet on himself that with hard work, he will win, even when the odds are stacked against him because he is labeled the underdog by harsh critics whose faith is at best slim, anxious to pick up their pencils and log all of his losses in their memory. Success will not remain fixed in defeat. Instead, he turns negative energy into a growing passion full of heat, blowing away all the debris of doubt. This is what success is always about. And this last one is for Kentaji Brown Jackson. Congratulations to becoming the first Black woman SCOTUS. It's called Stench of Victory. Her bigoted white-winged critics did everything they could to break her strong spirits, but their best efforts were no good. The question posed by these elephants on what is a woman was nothing more than a sexist insult to her intelligence, a gender examination never given before. This, I can say, is the first of its kind, truly administered with racist overtones, to humiliate a powerful Black woman's mind, as the public witnessed on TVs and mobile phones, outcries for KBJ to be disqualified for being too soft when it comes to sex crime, saying such punishment should not be modified. But did Clarence and Brett ever serve time? Two men, one white, the other Black, had a history of committing sex offenses. This is a matter of fact, intentionally lost on hypocritical senses. Their seat in the Supreme Court was destined to them accordance to plan of their conservative male peers who never questioned neither one on the definition of a man. But today, justice aired a stench of victory that traveled up all of our noses as Judge Jackson made history, becoming the first Black woman SCOTUS. Thank you very much.
Ooh, fire. That's what we talking about. Back with a flame. Unmute.
Yes, Abraham.
Yes, Abraham. Woo! Yes.
Good to hear you again.
Make sure you put your information in the chat so the folks who've never heard you and are now fans of you, as they should be, can follow you and get more of what you have to say, because what you have to say is important to us. Okay? Beautiful. We hope you come back soon. Don't let it be so long without us, man. We miss you. All right? You belong here with us. Absolutely. Speaking of belonging here with us, we gonna go to the red box, y'all. I don't know if y'all ready for this red box, but it looks good from here. Okay. Hey, Kelly, I'm going to unmute you.
It's recently pink, but the shelf is red.
Okay, I am here for it. How are you feeling?
Not bad, but it's my first time, and you all are fantastic, and that's a bit intimidating.
It's your first time, is it?
First time here, at least.
Is it okay if we bring you in with a little ritual that we like to keep?
Ominous, but sure.
Oh, good. That's the way we like. We keep it a little ominous to bring you on your toes, but we promise it's going to be all love. So this is actually something that was started by the original host, La Bruja, who is also now the executive director of the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. And so we try to keep things going. This is about community. This is about tradition. And it's very much so an oral tradition. So this is the way that we bring in new folks into the space, letting you know this is a chill space. We're here to have fun, to enrapture you with this love. So, saying all of that to say, I'm about to unmute everybody in the room. And on the count of 3, we are going to bring you in the way that we do on Thursday nights. Okay? Everybody unmute yourself, whoever would like to aid us. There we go. I hear no filter. I know we got some mics off. So we're going to count to 1 and the 2, the 3. Okay, we're going to try our best. We're still getting this together. Okay, Kelly? 1, 2, 3.
The cherry baby. The cherry pop.
All right, I'm gonna mute y'all and then ask you to unmute again, Kelly.
Oh, this Jerry conversation is just my Tinder account.
Hey, there we go. See? So we are happy to have you here. I'm going to mute myself now, and please do share what you came to share with us.
I actually have done a last minute substitution since there have been so many fantastic political themed pieces. This is still a work in progress, but I'm excited for you to be the
Oh no, Kelly, your video is starting to break up a little bit. Right as you started too. Are you still there? Oh no. It's all right.
The first and a half to hear it.
There we go.
It is a Seussian elegy for the American dream of the middle class. They built a road to space. Back? Are we back? From the top. An elegy, a Seussian elegy for the American dream of the middle class. They built a road to space out of minimum wage workers, drove over them with Teslas while complaining they're all shirkers. I'm not saying it's a surprise. Greed is not exactly novel. But this Ponzi scheme writ large requires the lower classes to grovel at the feet of those who hold the cash, except apparently they don't, at least not when it's time to pay their tax. That's why. It's not that they won't. Of course, why should they have to? They don't use our infrastructure. Their trucks are flown by unicorns with freight by Loch Ness monsters. Let's privatize it all. Why not? Since healthcare is going swell, it's totally reasonable to go into debt just because you weren't feeling well. The great lie of individualism is fraying, ripping at the seams. It ignores our lived realities and is too comfortable at the extremes. Humanity has always thrived because of compromise, because we take care of each other, because collectively we thrive. We evolved into these creatures so dominant, so complex, tamed the wild through invention with our giant prefrontal cortex. But the thing about our big old brains is that they got too large. So we are born quite useless, needing someone else's charge. Without that crucial ability to care and share and compromise, we wouldn't have the internet for billionaires to spread their lies. So here is how I see it. Let me break it down right now. Trickle down was just a fairy tale, as only the richest filled our cup, paying off the two-party circus where every issue's a dust-up. It's not surprising, though, hypocrisy from the ground up. Founding fathers spoke of freedom while owning people. That's fucked up. Generations of inequity via the inherited wealth handout. Stop arguing about minutia. Try helping the poor move up. Someone has to do the cooking and the cleaning and wash up. They do not deserve to struggle because the rich are too cheap to cough up what the market is demanding for their labor. That's a capitalist setup. It's not too late to save it if you'll start from the bottom up. But right now, I'm sorry to say it, you might want to just give up. The American dream is over. It's time to wake the fuck up.
Woo, yes. Unmute, everybody. Unmute.
Wonderful.
Incredible.
Wonderful.
One of us.
Oh, we hear it.
One of us.
I know you heard them yelling, one of us. Yet another Nuyorican tradition, okay, started by our fearless cult leader, also known as Nick Paleologos. And that is also meant to let you know that we want you here. One of us means you are a part of the very community that poem is about. We want you here. So welcome and thank you for sharing that with us. Thank you for sharing you with us. All right, please put your information in the chat just like you was looking for somebody to follow. Let them follow you back now that they know you right here with us. Okay, thank you so much for joining us, Kelly. That was an awesome job. Awesome job. Next up to give us their awesomeness is our very own Mary Lee. Hi, Mary
Jane.
Lee.
How's it going?
I'm good. You know, I really enjoy saying your name, Mary Lee. And I think it's maybe a little southerner in me, you know, just Mary Lee. It just sounds so lovely. Thank you for having that name.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me be quiet. I'm going to let you go ahead and share your poetry.
Okay, I just have 3 haikus today. The first is called T-shirt. The T-shirt you gave, I wear occasionally, neither shunned nor prized. The second is untitled. The lips move up, down. The emotion, not so much. A claymation smile. And the last is called Whole Foods Delivery. Map still says I'm next. Green dot falls in the river. Phew, bread's not soggy. Thank you.
Nice. Oh, wonderful, Mary Lee.
Thank you.
That's wonderful. Love that.
Way to go. Oh.
Thank you for having those wonderful pieces. Thank you, Nick, for letting me know I was muted. I'm over here having a conversation with me. I mean, I'm cool, but I like y'all better than that. You know what I'm saying? So just thanking you, Mary Lee, for being just a ray of sunshine in the room and also a quite talented writer. Thank you for sharing with us. Please put your information in the chat so we can follow you, so we can stalk you. And just a minute, just to give love for the folks that are in the room. Con Queso, I see you. Our illustrious karaoke night host. That's May 14th is the next hybrid show at the New Eurekan. So if you like to see the family in person and you happen to be in the Tri-City area, please come through. Come through and see what we do. Feel the energy. Put your hands on the walls. Connect with the ancestors in the room. And then if you're sufficiently liquored up by 9 p.m. and you're feeling kind of brave, let Paul bring you up on the stage so you could do your thing and we can give you some more love. Okay, definitely we've got all kinds of stuff going on at the cafe pretty much every day of the week. So on Monday nights, if you're feeling kind of lazy, you want to stay in your pajamas like me under the table, it's definitely a pajama jam. Okay, guys, it's business pajamas. We're kind of chilling pajamas, but y'all know what I'm saying. Okay, so Monday night at 8 p.m. if you would like to get your online open mic on, you can do so with Advocate of Words. Similar sign up rules. For Monday night at 8 p.m., you sign up 24 hours before. That means 8 p.m. on Sunday night. Okay, same thing for Thursday night, 9 p.m. Sign up is Wednesday, 9 p.m. Okay, Wednesday nights, we also have Poetry Slam in person hosted by Advocate of Words as well. And every first Wednesday of the month, we have Women Orator Wednesdays, open mic, and beatniks. Okay, so we got a little bit of everything going on. And if you're feeling like, you know what, Ray Jane, I'm feeling myself. I feel like, I could get out here, maybe even compete with this poetry. And Friday nights is my jam. Then come out Friday night Poetry Slam that's hosted by Jive Poetic. Okay, there's a little bit of something every day of the week. And we'll get into what happens on Sundays after a couple of you poets bless us with some more of your what fire. Okay, so let's see, who do we got up next? Now my list says Eric G, but I don't see Eric G in the room. So if y'all see him, let me know. If not, we are going to go to Jody Summers. If I know I seen Jody. Jody, I'm gonna unmute you. Hi, Jody. How you doing?
Good. I thought I had 5 more minutes, but that's okay.
My bad, Jody. I rolled up on you, didn't I? I'm sorry.
No, it's good. I'm happy to welcome you because the last time I was here, we had the Brew House. So, and I heard that you were the new host. I don't get much free time, it being summer and all. So, yeah.
Thank you. For
happy to hear everybody. Wonderful to see everybody a couple times a week too. So, yeah, that's good.
Oh yes, we can't get enough of each other, right, Jody? Go ahead, do your thing.
Alrighty. So this piece is number 24 of the Childhood Trauma series. You can find me online almost anywhere except for the short content places. Jody J. Summers, Child of the System, or better known as Spoken Truth. I'll put all my links and stuff in the chat afterwards. And this piece was inspired by a teen book fair that I went to where I was hosting the open mic portion with several other poets and our poet laureate. And I wanted to think about what brought me to this point. So hopefully it brings back some memories for everybody, and shout out to Toledo, Ohio. Let's begin. Peace. I grew up on PBS. As a kid, my family didn't have much growing up. but we did have public broadcasting. I would sit there and watch the screen and imagine a different life. We didn't have cable or satellite, and our vacations were only as far as public transportation would take us. So I sat there and absorbed all the information I could glean, watching the electric company, Fraggle Rock, Sesame Street, This Old House, Bob Ross creating happy little trees, reading Rainbow, the Magic School Bus, the various amounts of cooking shows, and how to DIY. I was always amazed by the Masterclass series and how these amazing creators got to be the person they were. The fundraisers were interesting, but I enjoyed the orchestra more than anything. Bill Nye, the science guy, and Nova, of course, took the cake. As I got older, my life was nothing like I saw on the screen. I couldn't find Big Bud or the Cookie Monster, and all I seemed to run into was Oscar the Grouches as I got older. No Super Grovers or Elmos appeared, and there weren't too many happy little trees. I felt like I had made a mistake somewhere and definitely took a wrong turn into the feeding cage of Jack Hanna's animal show before they were put on the screen. I found myself lost for many years, and then one day I decided to make a change. I took a right, yes, a right, at Mr. Rogers' house instead of the left that put me down this road. I saw the familiar face of Snuffleupagus, and I continued down Sesame Street, guided by the reading rainbow, and paused at the completed old house. I finally found those happy little trees and grabbed a meal from Julia Child. The electric company finished the street lights just as Miss Frizzle was pulling up to take me the rest of the way. The Kratz brothers waved and showed me that the animals weren't so scary, and the count, yes, the count, gave me the numbers I needed to subtract where I went wrong. Now I write books, appear in films, create my own artwork, my own brands, and I'm building a better future, yes, building a better future for those that see me now. I get to perform all over the country with the sound of my voice and the imagination PBS instilled in me. As a kid, my family didn't have much growing up, but we did have public broadcasting. And because of those hours, yes, hours spent in front of the screen, I am here to tell you my dreams in peace. Uh-oh. You're muted again.
Oh, man. That was great. I love that. Jeez. He's Bob Ross. Whoa.
Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing your energy and your words. And I'm just keeping y'all on y'all toes up in here. That's all you doing. You know what I'm saying? Making sure you're paying attention. Okay. But Jody, as always, you always bring us that good energy and all those gemstones. So we know you coming with it and it's always hitting. So thank you very much. And anybody who's talking about Miss Frizzle is, always on my side, in my book. Got to be a good person. Got to be. All right. So moving along from one fire, beautiful, amazing, powerful poet to the next loved member of our community, Kyla Garcia Tucaya. Please unmute yourself.
Hello, family.
Queen, how you doing,
Hey,
Queen?
fellow queen. I'm so good. I feel like I was gone in the interim when you took over, and I just want to celebrate you.
Thank you, my love.
Celebrate this transition, and I just feel like your energy is so sacred and loving and generous and open-hearted, and we're so lucky to have you here guiding us and holding space for all of us.
I appreciate you for saying that and for being here, contributing, because what you feel is you. That's what you feel. So thank you for always being vulnerable and loving in this space and reminding us that this is what it's about. I'm going to mute myself so that you can share more of what you came to give us. Thank you.
This is called Speechless. I witnessed racism today, the most insidious kind, the kind that slips through your fingers or falls from your uncle's mouth at Christmas dinner, like sand at the beach, an hourglass of history dripping one grain at a time into the blind spots of white supremacist-soaked psyches. I suppose we should be used to it by now, but it still pierced through my heart like an invisible arrow. It happened in the most unsuspecting of places, or maybe it was predictable. A sold-out audience anxiously awaiting the arrival of the National Youth Poet Laureate. The perpetrators weren't wearing red hats. They were touting books and adoration, devout fans of this magical poet queen, a woman of color who sparked hope across the nation by illuminating the hill we climb. I arrived early by chance, decided to listen to the speaker, a man I'd never heard of, a second row seat to a stranger, to reap the proximity afterward for the poet I'd traveled to see. I found such wisdom in his words. This NFL player I'd never heard of, who shone with such confidence and transparency, celebrating the players of today and their access to mental health care that his generation was denied. What I took away most, it's better to keep your good name than to have all the money in the world. He spoke of the toll of shaking hands on the field with your friends, only to pummel them with the brute force of your body for 4 hours at a time, and what that does to the heart and mind. I had no idea so many football players can't sleep after they retire, or have to do so sitting up from all the injuries. He spoke of the lack of empathy for the physical sacrifice of football players, how people will say, you knew what you signed up for. He compared it to soldiers who don't know what will happen to their bodies until they are in battle. He wasn't trying to equate athletes to soldiers, but it made me think how our young men of color are recruited daily. And in both instances, they suffer so much just to be given a shot. He spoke of things I hadn't come to hear, but was blessed to witness with joy, clarity, gratitude, all the things he'd lovingly touched down in a book while he still had his injury-ravaged mind. I thought to myself, how lucky to hear him speak and get to hear this renowned poet after. Moments before she takes the stage, I hear her fans behind me say, ugh, we had to save seats while this self-centered football player was speaking. And the man this woman had saved a seat for sarcastically said, oh, did he talk about coming up from the ghetto and football saving his life? And she said, yeah, he talked about how great he was and how he suffers from rage problems now. I wanted to speak up and say, that wasn't what he said at all. But oh, the irony of their ignorance. To witness non-Black folks fangirling this phenomenal Black poet while completely dismissing and underestimating this phenomenal Black football player. These were probably the same people yelling Black Lives Matter in June 2020, right? What a missed opportunity. They couldn't see that venomous words just like theirs are also used as weapons over and over and over again before anyone gets shot down. I shall place these two humans in a poem, and the poem will be called Microaggression. And I won't teach them what they can't understand, but I will turn around and look them in the eye and say everything. while saying nothing.
Ooh, unmute yourself.
Wow.
It's powerful.
Oh,
Always.
oh man.
That was that piece.
Yes.
Tremendous. Tremendous. And really enrapturing when you tell a story. You can't look away. You can't, do any. Exactly. Michelle Ortiz says you are hypnotizing. That is the truth. That is the truth. Great orators amongst us. Thank you for sharing your gifts and your energy. Always a shift when you're in the room, Queen. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Oof, man, y'all turning me upside down, round and round. Ed in here with the fireman, send the babies to bed poems. Then Josky's taking us, to the top of the protest block. And, Tukayas, making sure we keep it real. As usual, right? That's what we're here to do, to be honest, right? Can't be vulnerable without honesty. And speaking of honesty, and honestly being a force himself, all the way from India, our brother across the seas, Umesh, please unmute yourself.
Hey Regine, how are you?
I'm
Lovely.
great.
Thanks a lot, and lovely to be back here. Okay, here we go. It's called Techno Poets, and okay. Sun was shining, roads were full of traffic, cars blowing their horns mercilessly. Kids running to the school, birds sitting on the electric cable precariously, lovers searching for privacy away from the maddening traffic, elders just enjoying the day in the sun, keeping aside the listening device. He was sitting in a sunlit room in a gloomy mood, vigorously writing words in his notebook. The pages screech as if on an emotional roller coaster ride. He was positively negative all the time, his thoughts dancing on the pages. Sometimes the thoughts used to dance in his dreams scattered on the white pages, ready to be torn. Notebook locking his poetry in the white noise of turned pages. Tried to show it to the world a few times. The world has no time to understand this misfit. Is this the end of his oasis of poetry? Will his poem never see the daylight of appreciation? And pandemic happened. Things change. Confined to his room with a room full of thoughts, things were not the same. Pandemic killed the traffic, but roads started breathing again. Plants looking forward to meet the birds, birds dancing in the bright sunlight. But the humans were jailed in their houses. It was a catastrophe. Everything stood still, waiting for the vaccine. Surprisingly, at the same time his life turned topsy-turvy, enters Zoom through the miniature windows of Zoom. The world was looking at his poetry. His poetry blossomed in an environment full of fear and pain outside, but love and brotherhood inside. The Zoom rooms across the oceans, connecting the continents, bringing the scared hearts together in the arms of technology. Was poetry waiting for a catastrophe to happen to show its resilience? The pandemic is nearly gone. The masks are gone, Zoom rooms are still alive, people connecting, watching the poetry breathe, dance and mature. Technology nurturing poetry in the cradle of technology. Poets and poetry connect the dots, count the stars. Love happens, friendship blossoms. The flag of poetry flies high on the masthead of technology. The flag of poetry flies high. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Ooh, yes, the flag of poetry flies high. Thank you, Umesh, for that. I know you got some workshops where you are flying your poetry flag. Please tell the folks about that, where they can find you.
Yeah, thanks. I'm Umesh Mohitkar on Facebook and Instagram. I have got open mic every Saturday, 11:30 a.m. New York time. Please do join. There will be poets reciting poetry in many languages, especially Hindi and other Indian languages. It will be fun. And I've got a book, Light Shadow Life, on Amazon. Thank you. Thanks a lot. It's amazing to be on this open mic. I have been in this I've been coming in this open mic from last 2 years of something, and this is really a blessing actually for me. Thanks a lot thanks a lot for community, for supporting me, for encouraging me. Really grateful for that. Thank you.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure. And we love you. We love you. We love you. We love you through our boxes, cross the sea, cross the land, to you all the time and always. Thank you for sharing and being a wonderful part of this community and extending it far beyond many people thought they'd ever go. Maybe we won't set foot, in India, but we know what it is to get love from India because of you. So thank you. Thank you for being that representative of that love and inviting us to come and share space and hear the poetry in different languages, right? An oasis can be many things. So we thank you for extending that metaphor for us so we can enjoy it, right? So definitely get with the community. The community is expansive, as you can see, and it's all over the place and it's open and ready for you. And if you feel like, hey, I'm looking for a poetry home, I'm looking for that oasis, I want somewhere to fly my poetry flag, as our brother Umesh stated, please do find that home here with us. As we mentioned, there's something going on every day. You may see one of the hosts of the Monday night open mic, Advocate of Words. He was here a little early. I'm not sure if he's still here with us. I know he's in the cafe right now, but certainly we talked about learning from each other, right? And so some of our great hosts are also artists, are also teachers amongst us. And so we teach each other. So on Sundays in particular, if you're writing your poetry and you say, you know what, I feel brave, I feel encouraged by my community. I see people, getting their books published through The Word is Right, which you should also follow on Facebook and Instagram, publishing so many of the artists in this room. But you don't know where to start. Start with us. Advocate of Words teaches a workshop series called Let's Write a Book of Poems every Sunday, 6 p.m. You can either do it in person at the New Yale, or you can do it online. The classes cost a minimum, and they really should cost way more than they do, but definitely you don't have to go to all of them. You can pick and choose. Definitely bless yourself with that. Also, if you're around earlier in the day and you're in New York and you're like, you know what, I look for a safe physical space to write in amongst community. La Bruja, who we mentioned earlier as the executive director of the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, she hosts the Writers Retreat, where you can come at 12 p.m. and just kick it with your people and create in a safe space. And also get you a sip of that Draco Rosa coffee, because you ain't gonna get it nowhere else but at the New Yale, okay? So now that you guys know where you can find community, let's get back into the list so you can hear some other folks that maybe you'll want to follow and who may also be able to teach you something, as someone can always teach you something if you're listening, okay? Speaking of listening, Virginia, Let me find you so that we can listen to you next. Because I think I done said enough tonight. Oh, well, Virginia is not here. So we're going to try Virginia another night. Okay. And we're going to move on to another storm guy in the building, another mainstay in our poetry community, also repping the West Coast, at least for right now. Elemental, please unmute yourself and give us some of that energy.
What's good? Thunder Lung in the building. Well, how you feeling?
No, I'm always over here vibrating with you. You know that.
Feel you. To all the poets who came before me and any who are coming after, I truly appreciate your energy. Of course, welcome to Thunder Lung Thursdays, because she does that. Elemental.com is where you can find me. As the gracious host mentioned, Storm Gods in the building. Sounds from the Underground. Shout out my man C. Thomas. Men Who Heal, Poison Clan Rocks the World. This is written some repetitive due to a workshop prompt. So this is the 5 deadly senses. Hopefully I can get it in just about 3 minutes. When I see sunlight, I actually see destiny, keeping my eyes aligned with signs from days of future past, reminding me trouble don't last always. When I see tragedy in my hood, I really see brainwashed babies making names for themselves by killing themselves in every reflection. When I see funerals, I actually see parades. No second line, just a rage up in Harlem, boogie down to Watts. They confiscate our blocks, sell us bop guns, and wait for things to pop off. When I see bacon lurking through our communities, I actually see a warring faction, a hassle, a bright and shiny red flag on pale skin between blue lines. What's more American than that? When I hear sirens echo off a single mother's tears, crying bloody murder, I actually hear evil grins widening ear to ear. No joker, why aren't you laughing? When I hear ghetto birds swooping like predators on hunting grounds or low-income housing, I actually hear jackals' laughter bouncing off dilapidated atmospheres called Science Project. When I hear gunshots ring out brighter than school days, I actually hear Congress cackle, praising Second Amendment freedom to make life and death child's play. When I hear next-gen thought processes of gangsterism and hood politics, I actually hear walking contradictions, spitting Jesus walks as strolls on sidewalks become walk-bys in wrong neighborhoods. When I touch the stage to broadcast as poetry, I think of giants who survived this foreign land where oppression was mastered by bastards with God complexes. When I touch this mic, feedback takes me back to when I was silent, scared to speak this black truth. I think of thunder rumbling your senses to the coming perfect storm. When I touch my pen, it becomes ignition, a force to be reckoned with. I think of fearless freedom fighters who fuse these grooves into this record of retribution I use as muse. When I smell a beat cooking with a gumbo of sound simmering, I think of home, a place without boundaries where creativity sits as sun. When I smell the light of morning, I think of those who can't enjoy a breath of freedom, who can't enjoy the beauty of trees from solitary confinement, so I breathe for them. When I smell a poem brewing in my spirit like rain coming, I think of days when self-destruction was my alarm clock. I'm thankful for days like this, when I taste these words with every bit of spice in these lines. It reminds me of Brother Malcolm, Stokely, Huey, Fred, and Bobby. When I taste imperialism with every life stolen by law and order, it reminds me of plantations turned penitentiaries. When I taste these death sentences rendered by white lies on black lives, it reminds me of lynching, of looting futures, one rock at a time. When I taste injustice in all its wretched forms, it reminds me I still have work to do to ensure this revolution finds its way to you. Peace.
Unmute. Oh my
God. Freaking amazing. Amazing. Incredible. Oh.
Good job.
Woo. way, I think they say, what you say when we do that? When anybody else does that, Elemental is like, woo! He's usually the loudest one in the room, talking about Inhumans. See, Paul put it in. Exactly. So when we say Inhumans, we're talking about that transformative process when a poet, a creator, when they're in a bag, they are growing in front of you, right? Glowing in front of you. So thank you for transcending. Thank you, Paul, for the word. You just tossing them up. I'm throwing them down. Okay, now we might be a little team now. Don't start nothing. Okay. Thank you for the alley-oop. See? Exactly. So thank you for transcending. We're having a conversation in the chat for those of you who are in YouTube and Twitter land and Facebook. If you would like to join the chat and hear how we have fun, both verbally and also with the fingers, with each other, always in communication and giving love and encouragement, please join us next time on Thursday. If you would like to get on the mic next Thursday, remember again, I'm gonna keep telling y'all because y'all gonna figure it out one day, because I want to see all of y'all, everybody out there who's brave enough to come. We want you to get the chance. So if you'd like to get on the guaranteed list next week, you are going to sign up Wednesday night, 9 p.m. at the neweurekan.org. Artist ticket, 9 p.m. Wednesday, get you on at 9 p.m. Thursday. Okay. Yes, we appreciate your energy too, Elemental. Moving right along from one fantastic artist to the next. This gentleman always has a wonderful story for us, and I just can't wait for what he has to share. Ike, if you can unmute yourself, Ike. Yes, how are you?
Just fine.
Wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and mute and let you get right into it, okay?
Thank you, Ray Jane. Dear fellow poets, let me tell you of two incidents that affected my life. First, guess who comes to church? My daughter, born with love in my heart in England, close to London town, far away. And gossiping spreads in the Black Forest, Mum's God-fearing German village in despair. Who is the father? Not married? A black man from the London criminal hood? What did you expect? That serves her right. Anyway, she was never any good anyway. One day, when I came by, I was asked to join in church, to show my face. Not sure why. The village was small, the church was packed. All focus on the door, expecting not a bride, but a black man who dared. My daughter in my arms was bored, and Fenya started to cry. The congregation locked eyes on me. The black man to be was I. Their pointing fingers got stuck halfway up. I was already amongst them all that time, just sitting there, unidentified. A murmur full of denial. I told you so. I knew it all the way. The neighbor spread the word. And besides, look at her. The daughter looks actually white. Strangely, there was no pastor on site. He was dismissed by the congregation during the autumn mist, in some sort of a local fit. The elders assured there will be better times by our glorious Christmas night. All followed by prayer and a Christian warrior song. What a relief. Thank God, Peter and Paul, he is one of us. They shook my hand, they welcomed me, and offered advice. Please, change her name. We are white men, after all. Second, justice for Reuben Ray. I became a proud father in Berlin on a Saturday, 1968 at 7 p.m. I became, surprise, surprise, a grandfather in Berlin on a Friday at 5 a.m., the 10th of October, 2006. Yes, I was far, far away. 6 months later, April the 28th, 2007. A moment so savage, a murder so senseless. It was late, and I held his tiny, lifeless hand. I said goodbye to Reuven, to Ray. I am a grandfather, no more. It is so hard to walk away from treasured memories. Every kiss, every hug, every promise was bliss. Why? Searching questions, changing you painfully, slowly. Memories are so hard to please. Reuven, now 16, and I still alive, have arrived at a loss called destiny. And I still cry, I want justice, justice for Reuven Ray. And I still cry, I want justice, justice for Reuven Ray. Thank you.
Oof. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing those moments and memories with us. Justin for Reuben Ray, indeed. And we'll say it with you. We hope that you return to us and bring your stories. We can find ourselves in them. Thank you, Ike. All right. It's a great space. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for sharing what you're going through. It's like I say, you never know. Somebody else might be going through the same thing. Someone else might get healing from the thing that is tearing you up, or vice versa. So we thank you for bringing your stories with you. All right. So now we're at that good part of the night, that good luck round, those folks that just eat onto the scene with us. So we're so glad to have our last few poets to bring us into the end of the night. And we're going to start off with Sylvie, asked to unmute.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. And I also haven't had the opportunity to congratulate you from Sylvie Jane to Ray Jane.
Oh,
Mazel
it's
tov,
two
mazel
Janes
tov.
in here. Thank you, Jane. Thank you. I'm excited to have you in the room. What do you have for us this evening?
I just have one poem. Yeah. I made eye contact with a chihuahua on a northbound C train. I looked at him for a while, waiting for him to stare back at me. And he did, and I held his gaze. And then he looked away, so I did too, almost embarrassed. He had gray eyebrows. I never realized that dogs could have eyebrows, but they looked so stern, looked so serious. And he was staring at the empty seat on the train, his eyebrows drawn, and I imagined what he was thinking about. And then I looked back at him, and he held my eyes once more. His were glassy. He was almost squinting and blinking, and I held his eyes and didn't look away until I got off the train. I don't think I'm lonely. I'm just over kids my age, which doesn't bode well in high school. The most meaningful conversation I've had in the past week was with the guy at my smoke shop with his long, scraggly beard and baseball cap. I always look into the window to see if he's there. There's a man who sits on a milk crate in front of the deli on 18th and 9th. He's always wearing a fur coat and a beanie. He must be older than 40. His clothes are nice, though the fur may be fake. He has a dog. A little black dog, can't be more than 15 pounds. And she wears a little sweater. Every time I see her, her sweaters, God, her sweaters, I see them and I smile at her. And she doesn't look at me because she's chasing her dumb little tail. I sometimes imagine him dressing his dog. He smiles because she's just so goddamn cute. Or if there's someone at home who dresses the dog and he takes her, I wonder where he spends his days. I always see him on my way to school and sometimes on my way home. How does he spend every day on a milk crate and a furred fur coats and sweaters for his pretty little dog? I wonder if he plays with the dog. I wonder if she softly barks and wags her pretty little tail. That pretty little puppy. I wonder if she thanks.
Yes, I love that. Everybody unmute.
Wonderful.
Amazing. Yo, that was awesome.
Excellent job, Sylvie. As always, thank you for bringing us that wonderful poem. Made us smile at the end of the night. A nice slice of city life, Paul Conqueso says. Please put your information in the chat so the folks can follow you, my fellow Jane, okay? And please come back to the space so we could get some more of your work. Wonderful. All right. You know what? Good Luck Round is shaping up quite nicely so far. All right, let's move right along. Oh, okay. Up next, we got Michelle Ortiz. Let me unmute you. Yes, it is a good luck round. How you doing, boo?
I'm good. You know, I thought I'd see if I'd share. I have new shit and I'm trying to write happy. So this first one is the happiest I could get. so it's short and then I have another one, but this is my happy poem. Okay. I'm going to live a life searching for light. I'm going to chase adventure and love. I've seen the reality of life and death, been held in the depths of both, have learned that I am part of something larger than myself. I have sifted through mud and found stories of who I am in the minerals. I have been birthed and hoped for generations, a dream beyond a dream reflected in the stars that do not belong to us. That was the first one. And then the second one, how can I blame you for not giving me what you are not capable of? Handed me the moon, infinite constellations, and told me to choose. What a gift to mold a woman. What a lifestyle. I am the hope you buried. And how can I hold it against you that I have not borne the fruits of your labor yet? I have choices that are out of your scope, yes, but you put them in my sights, sing hymns into my curious ears and bless my spirit daily. I'll admit I'm scared of whiplash, flinch at break checks, but you've taught me the most holy love, gave me languages to choose from. I love you, te amo, I'm here, estoy aquí. My arms are open for you to crash into. Michi, el sancocho está en la mesa. Glory be to the women and men who taught me what dreams taste like, the textile of home. Thank you.
Ooh. You're not just gonna slide in and punch us like that. You're not just gonna slide in with them body checks like that, Michelle. What? Oh, that was fantastic. All three of them. Look, you see, Joski can't even hold it. He wants you to see every finger of his clap. Okay. Wonderful work. Thank you for blessing us with that. My goodness, so much. She said, I flinch at break checks. Please make sure you check the chat so you can see all of the lines that you chin chucked us with and how everybody is in a state of recovery currently from that poem. Okay. And please, I know you're still on the run. I know you're still incognito, self-caring. Are you back on the socials yet or not?
I'm still not back on the socials.
Don't
I think
come
I
back.
need a little more time, but
Don't do it. It's nothing out there. It's nothing over there but a bunch of crazy people liking each other's stuff. Okay. So just don't.
Yo, thank you for having this space and always making me feel so loved and welcome. I appreciate you so much.
You're very
And thank
welcome.
you to everyone who shared. Your pieces were so beautiful.
Absolutely. Always space here for you. Always. Thank you. Come back to us. You know where we at. All right. Yes, absolutely. Thank you all for being in this space tonight. And I don't know if you've noticed, but so many of your pieces is talking about community, talking about that safe space, and also talking politics tonight. Y'all got up in the system's ass tonight, okay? You know, we heard it here first, okay? System is walking around a little uncomfortable right now, as it should be. You know, we talking about it, giving light and giving space and giving voice to the things that we need to say and the things that need to be heard. So thank you all for taking part in that tradition, right? Because we didn't invent this. We just continuing it on, okay? And speaking of continuing on a tradition and excellence, you know, I talked about him beforehand. Talked about him last time. I'll talk about him next time too, because this is my brother. You know what I'm saying? It's my brother from another mother, just in case y'all didn't know. Okay. So please come and bless us and take us out of this space with your magic.
Mr. Ray, not only a beautiful, brilliant poet and host, but an amazing fucking ambassador for the New Eurekan community too. I love you, sis. You're doing God work here. It's been a beautiful night. I've been in pain. I've been in like a lot of stomach pain today, so I wasn't even gonna spit some shit, but then I felt like I've been called to it by everybody's work. So beautiful work by everybody sharing the space tonight. I love y'all. Storm God's in the building, all that beautiful shit. Storm Force in full force. All right, I'm gonna read some pieces that I wrote between last Thursday and this Thursday at both Ray Jane's Oye workshop that she did last Thursday. So big up. She also teaches, so make sure you're following her on the socials so y'all can get in on that goodness when it comes, because she really had us dig deep into a lot of shit. So April is National Poetry Month, but it is also Sexual Assault Awareness Month and Survivor Month. So I'm a survivor myself. I haven't done a lot of performing around my advocacy this month, so I wanted to spit a couple pieces that close this month out in that vein, and then a couple more that were written today at Finn Bell's workshop. So also follow our lighthouse and another pillar of this community, Miss Finn Bell, because she had a dope poetry games today. All right, this piece doesn't have a title. I don't think any of these do. My first lesson in pain was a masterclass. My first lesson in pain was a masterclass. Only 8 years old, but it beat my ass tenfold. Beaten far from home because home was a broken map. None of us, beaten glass beings, ever end up how we begun. Ciphers guiding us home to a broken coastline. Ciphers spreading themselves thin like freshly blown glass. Glass compasses spinning like crystal maps. Home is a broken glass I keep sipping from. Thrusting my lip upon its edge of the splintered map. Beaten glass I crawl through upon the bed. Unsafe, unmade, again and again and again. Made unsafe, safes to store broken glass. Holding a splintered 8-year-old safe. A destination unknown. No cipher, no map, no compass. Fate's accomplice, fait accompli. Glass spying at me from inside the sheets. Sheets of glass parting as they fall. Fitted sheets pulled taut in grip of bed, of edge, of map, of glass bitten down by teeth, shards, in gums. The splintered tongue speaks not of the darkness that haunts it like a refraction off a glass sea that has followed me tenfold, beating my ass like glass blown. None of us ever beaten ever end up the way we began. Only 8 years old, beaten tenfold. My first lesson in pain was a masterclass. All right, the second piece. If I do not want me, how could anyone? How could she? How could God? Is it because we're flawed we seek equally clouded clarity? Being so thick in trauma is dripping off us like a sauna. I mean, goddess, how can I hug anyone else if I cannot cradle my inner child? Scared to embrace the trials he sat through as both plaintiff and witness, placing distance between himself and the instance. He superimposes some Fight Club-like narrator as he Tyler Durdens his way through chemical burns and spat out teeth. Tragic and apathy, fragile as Fabergé egg inside the child he hides, like some Easter bunny hunt until they crack open his shell, and inside lay no prize of Russian doll, just that child version of self, pleading to be held in empathy, endlessly hemorrhaging till he fashions a tourniquet from the sleeve. From the sleeve he dons his heart upon, the child held, coddled at last, swaddled, swathed in the loving embrace of a hug. If she can't love you, if God can't love you, If anyone can't love you as you love yourself, well, then you don't want them anyhow. All right, and I think I'm gonna close this out with like one more piece. Yeah, I'm not gonna go with the longer piece. I'm gonna just go with this piece that's on community. We gather today as witness to this lawfully wedded union between self and art transmuting love. Here at this altar of algarines, join us in zoom jumping broom, catching bouquet garter, groom, bride, or whatever. Fuck the cake, cut open rib cage, feel that pulsing muscle, and take a celebratory shot of its nectar. This here's a toast to doing the most with your time. So I say recite vows right here, right now, marry your art, and you will always have this life partner as company, till death do you part, and even beyond.
Yes, unmute yourselves. Give each other some love for being in the room.
Beautiful. Marry your art.
Yes. Damn, if y'all don't know how to give some energy. Well, what? Y'all do it like y'all professional energy givers, and I love it. Thank you, Paul, for blessing us with those pieces. They were wonderful. Thank you for being a part of the workshops and the greater community at large, taking part in everybody's stuff. You everywhere, boo, and there's plenty of places to be. As he mentioned, Finn Bell is another portion of our community whom we love. She's a wonderful artist and creator and platform maker. So please, as you mentioned, these places, these folks, put them in the chat so the folks who don't know about them can find them and follow them. Thank you all for being here this evening with us on another successful night at the Thursday night online open mic. Success being just you being here with us and spitting your stuff and saying your piece and taking up space and telling the world, hey, if there's a muzzle, it's not mine, right? So I appreciate y'all for being in the room. We're going to be here every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern at the New Eurekan Poets Cafe online open mic on Thursdays, on Mondays, on Wednesdays, on Saturday, on Sunday. Next big event is the hybrid event where some folks will be in person and some folks will be online. That is also hosted by Advocate of Words. That is taking place on May 14th, okay? Put it in your calendars if you want to know some more information about that and the karaoke that will follow, hosted by Paul Queso. You can find all of our events. You can find all of us on neweurekan.org. That's neweurekan.org. Okay. And if you forget all of that and you say, you know, Ray Jane, you was talking really fast, girl. I don't know what you was talking about. You can always find me at It's Ray Jane. That's ITSRAYJANE on Instagram, on Facebook. I also will be always posting new stuff, places for you to go, and promoting your work. Okay. So if I see you out here shining, please don't be surprised to catch your stuff in my stories, etc., because we all shine when we keep each other's light shining and we lift each other, right? That's what we about in this room. Thank y'all for being here. Y'all be good to yourselves. Love yourselves. Love yourselves. You deserve love. You deserve joy. Write them happy poems like Michelle Ortiz, or get it out. Be angry, protest, do it all, and then come back here on Thursday night. Tell us about it. All right. We love y'all. And Chris, shout out to you for producing us in the background, always holding us down. And you could take us out of here. Thank y'all. Be